And this cute little machine I'm going to use is a Sew Handy from 1914. And it makes a quiet little chain stitch. And there's the chain on the back right there. So I'm going to use that to make my little project. So here's a quick little fun project. I'm cutting up an old dress, and I have a piece that's 12 by 28 inches, and I folded it in half. And then on the fold side, I cut out 2-inch squares in the corners. And I have this piece of jeans fabric. I cut the leg of an old pair of jeans, and I got an 8 by 24 inch piece, and I cut it into 2 pieces that are 8 by 12 inches. And then I cut out a 2-inch corner on 2 of the sides, on the long sides. And these will fit together nicely to make a bag. And I'm going to use not only recycled jeans and a recycled old dress, but I'm going to use recycled plastic carton to make the boning for the top of the bag. My first step is to take this denim, and I'm going to put it with the best sides together, the sides that are not faded. And I'm going to sew 3 sides down to the corner, not the notch, along the bottom, and then up to the other long edge. I'm just going to use the edge of a foot as my guide. This is a chain stitch, so it can pull out if you don't get it off the hook on the bottom the right way. So it always gets stuck in there for me. There we go. And then in order to not have it pull away, all I have to do is pull out that last loop, and then it won't unravel for me. And when all these 3 sides are sewn, now I'm going to open it out and sew these corners. And I'm going to put my fingers into the corners and pull it out. And then I want to match up and nest my seams. I want one going in one direction and one going in the other direction. And now I'm going to sew that side. And then the other side the same way. I don't have to sew the bottom because it's a fold, so I just have to sew the 2 sides on this floral piece. And when I do the corners on the floral part of the bag, I don't have to worry about seams nesting because there isn't any seam on one side of it. It's just one. So it can go in either direction. I just need to sew that corner. So now that I've got the bottom and the lining done, well, it's actually the base part of the bag, turning under to the wrong side, just about 1/4 of an inch to finish off the edge, and I'm going to turn it right side out. And then I'm going to put the other piece I made, also right side out. Make sure those stay folded inside the bag. And this is the top and the lining to the bag. And I'm matching my squared off seams as I'm placing it in there. And the side seams match. And then I'm going to stitch this all the way around. And it's just going to give the bag some firmness. So I'm going to put a pin on each of the side seams, right where they meet up there. And maybe one more in the middle of each side. I can put a drawstring on the top if I want, or I'm actually going to put a casing and put some boning in there so that it stays open for me as a display bag. So let me put this in my machine here and stitch this for you. I'm going to show you close up. And the last step is to fold the bag on the top edge to the wrong side. And I'm actually going to fold it with an extra 1/4 of an inch so that the raw edge is gone. And I'm giving myself about 3/4 of an inch here so that I can fit in some boning. As long as the casing's wide enough, the boning will fit. And as I'm stitching this down along this fold here, I'm going to start near the side seam, just a little bit past it, and I'm going to end just a little bit before it, so I give myself a place to be able to slip that boning in. And there, it's all pinned. So I have this boning I cut out of a plastic jug, and I'm just going to use some of this. I need it to make it all the way around the bag with a little extra so that it can overlap. So I'm just going to do this and eyeball it for a little bit extra and cut it. And then it can feed right in where I left that opening. And it doesn't hurt to round the edge, the end, so that it doesn't get stuck on anything. So I gave myself a nice round edge. I can cut that thread. You can see there's going to be a little bit of an overlap here, which is what I was going for anyway. It makes it a little firmer. So I'm just going to keep pushing it in till I can't anymore. There it is, it's all in. holds the bag open very nicely. So there's my finished bag. I can use it to store my patterns in, and I could use it for other things too. I just want to show you. I've folded it down a bit so that it's low and it's like a display bag, but I can pop it up and fit more in it if I want. I could put a snap if I want to close it. I'm just going to leave it open because what I'm actually going to use it for, I eat a lot of nuts with my salads, and I'm sick of all these bags being in the cabinet loose. So I'm going to put all my bags of nuts in here. And then when I make a salad, I just have to pull out my one bag out of the cabinet.